So here's John.
Hi. Can you hear me in the back at all? Yeah. Can you hear me like clearly, no problem? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. If at any point you can't hear me, will you raise your hand or something? Or we should have some kind of like call sign.
Moan, just moan.
Yeah, just or boo. Boo! Like that. Alright, that will be the message that you can't hear me in the back. Also, my friend Marion is here. Thanks for coming. Okay. I'm very excited to do this, but I have never done it before, and I don't know how to do it, and I'm probably going to suck. But then it will be over. So, I'm going to talk a little bit, and then we're going to write a little bit, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more, and then we're going to write a little bit more, and then we're going to take some questions. That's what's going to happen. But I want to start by saying that today I am only going to talk about writing for an audience. I'm not going to talk about writing a diary or a journal entry or the kind of writing that you do to try to process the horrible things that come across you in the course of daily life. That kind of writing is extremely important, and I'm all for it, but you already know how to do it, because the only job of that writing is to try to take whatever sucks inside of you and get it onto a piece of paper so that you can see it and in some way have agency and power over it. That word, that phrase, like having agency, is very big in art history, and my wife is an art museum curator, and so I always say that phrase even though I hate it, so I apologize. But I don't know very much about writing at all. I don't know how to do it well exactly. I don't have a good understanding of how I come up with ideas for stories. Whenever I hear people who are good at this kind of thing talk about it, I'm always astounded that they're able to find language to describe the things that happen inside all of our heads kind of subconsciously and without being able to articulate them. I think I know a couple of things about writing. I think I might know why I like to write. I think I might know a couple of things about why I don't suck at it when I don't suck at it. And so I'm going to tell you that, and it's everything I know about writing, and it's going to take about 2 minutes. The first thing is that I think, well, raise your hand if you like to write stories, and if you're in this room. Like probably most of you. Okay, good. I don't like talking, I don't really know how to talk to people who don't like to tell stories. I don't know how you get through a day. So, but assuming you do like to tell stories, I have experienced this, and I don't know if it's true for you, but it's true for me. Sorry, the podium is kind of ruining my mood. I have this desperate urge to share the stories that I'm writing with other people, and the stories that I have written with other people, and I have this ceaseless desire for other people to read and like and appreciate my work, and then if they do read and like and appreciate it, I have a ceaseless desire for more people to read and like and appreciate it, and more and more and more, and it's never enough because it's like a drug addiction. And even when I was young, I remember having this desire to press a story into someone's hand. But I also remember saying, like, pressing that story into someone's hand and being like, thank you for reading this, I really appreciate it, it's terrible. It's a first draft, it needs a ton of work, I didn't even try that hard on it, it's no big deal, but please do read it as soon as possible and tell me everything that you thought about it. I think that's because writers, there's two weird things going on when we're trying to write a story for an audience. The first thing is that we are genuinely, I think, trying to make a gift for someone. We're trying to do this kind of empathic thing. We're to imagine what someone would like to read and then give that to them. And give them as rich a reading experience as possible. And we want to do that because we care about them, and because we have found in our own lives that reading experiences can be transformative, can be these wonderfully positive moments in our lives, I think. At the same time that we're trying to make this gift, and writing has to be a gift. If it's not a gift, it never works. And I really believe that, and I think that's true for, why did J.D. Salinger, I think that's true for all kind of echelons of writing. Why did J.D. Salinger worked so hard to integrate that red hunting cap into The Catcher in the Rye, to break all of our hearts with the recognition that it was the same color as his dead brother's hair. He did that for us to enrich our experience with that text, to bring the pain and brokenness of Holden closer to the pain and brokenness that's inside each of us. I really believe that was a gift, that whole novel is a gift. I also think that Twilight, which is respectfully to you fans a lesser novel than The Catcher in the Rye, was also written as a gift. And I don't think, by the way, that authorial intention matters. I don't think Stephenie Meyer wrote Twilight to be a gift to the millions of people who have experienced it as a gift. I think that she wrote it because she had a dream about vampires and she had a complicated relationship with the men that she looked up to in her life, and that resulted in this novel that turned out to feel like a gift to millions of people. Whether or not you act on it as a gift doesn't affect whether it is a gift. Okay. Also true of Harry Potter. You know, I mean, Harry Potter is this remarkably well-imagined universe that we are welcomed into, I would argue, very effectively. And that is, for millions of us, a gift. Not only a gift of distraction, although that is a gift, but also a gift of kind of enriching and widening the way we are able to imagine the world. At the same time that it is a gift and it is an act of empathy, writing for an audience is incredibly self-indulgent, like outlandishly egotistical and self-involved. Like, who in their right, what you are saying, if you are writing a story for an audience, is you are not only saying, my story is worth someone else's time, you are also saying, my story is more worth someone else's time than what they would otherwise be doing. It's called opportunity cost in economics, right? So you're basically saying, instead of reading Hamlet, check out this story I wrote.